How do you say welcome in Yoruba?
See, this is an informal thing, so it's power.
Báwo ni àwọn listeners wa? Ẹ kú podcast.
Echo podcast. That
Ẹ
is
kú
crazy.
podcast.
That is crazy.
O mọ̀ pé àwọn Yorùbá aláìkọ̀tàn key people. So a máa sọ ẹ kú for many things. So ẹ kú podcast
Echo podcast.
ni mo ń
Echo
sọ.
joko.
Ẹ kú jókòó.
Echo jẹun.
Exactly. So Lenny, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi,
Àti
èmi àti ẹ̀gbọ́n mi,
kí la ń
a
ṣe
fẹ́ ṣe episode
nínú Yorùbá.
nínú Yorùbá.
A máa ṣe intro nínú
A máa ṣe
Yorùbá.
nítorí Yorùbá tá à ń sọ kò dá, you know,
À ń sọ
to
Yorùbá
the
díẹ̀.
level. So a máa sọ
Yorùbá
díẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n
àti gbọ́.
ìwọ ńkọ́ o lè sọ Yorùbá.
Èmi sọ Yorùbá rárá.
Mi
báwo
sọ
ni
o sọ.
ọ̀rẹ́ mi, àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi. Welcome to another episode of Japa Diaries. Nínú Japa Diaries, a fẹ́ highlight.
Answer. What stories again? This is why, you know, when they're teaching Yoruba in primary school and you're not there.
You are not listening.
You're not there, man.
You're not listening.
I was getting too stuck on the do re mi.
Fair enough. Because that one is whole. That alone can be a class, you know.
It is, and honestly, that was. I mean, we're going to talk about it more, but like, it was one of the things I feel like Yoruba in school, we were not learning the language more than we were learning the culture, but they were teaching us the culture in the language that we are already struggling to speak.
So they were doing too much.
Yeah, so I'm like, hey, back to basics, babes.
Yeah, because why are we reading? I mean, yeah, why are we trying to understand Yoruba poems? And like, Yoruba poems are like deep, you know.
That requires some level of like advanced,
levels, you know.
Yeah,
you need to because like the poem is like all parables, you know. So yeah, it's too many layers deep.
Yeah, like
we
come
didn't
back.
teach it as a language, you know.
Yes, they should have taught us sentence structure. Yes, they should have taught us sentence structure. Because the only things like realistically, when I think about like Yoruba class that really stuck with me were like numbers, months. We didn't even learn colors outside of fufu and dudu. I don't know any other colors.
That was it.
And then days of the week.
So,
anyways,
this intro that we try to do now is not our fault. It's our school system that failed us.
I have many thoughts about this, but I also have thoughts about the age that we are now and taking responsibility for the life you're living. But anyways, as you guys can tell from this struggle intro, okay, today we want to talk about language loss and revival. Okay, so I mean, there's so many layers to this. I mean, from living people who move from the village to cities where like different languages are spoken, and then now you're adding the extra layer of now you've moved countries entirely where like the people that you socialize with on a daily basis are just not speaking Yoruba or Igbo or Amharic or whatever your native language is, right? So yeah, we were just thinking about that, like how does living this far from home affect our ability to like retain culture, specifically retain our language, right? And to do this, we wanted to talk to somebody who has a slightly different experience from us, actually. He's grown up here, and his journey towards reclaiming and reviving his language. Yeah,
because big ups to him, because imagine not growing up in Lagos or in Nigeria and picking up a language and being able to speak it fluently.
Yeah.
and
That's
almost
a
to the point
flex
of being
now.
able to teach it to other people.
Hmm.
Um,
I
there's
mean,
you
yeah,
said
it's I imagine it's the same as like learning Spanish or learning
fair,
French. Yeah,
fair, just
you're
another
just
language,
learning
another
it. Yeah.
language.
And hopefully your teacher is better than the Nigerian schooling system and they're not teaching you poetry.
Lol. But
They're actually teaching you
here's
sentence
another thing,
structure.
access, right? The access to like
A tutor.
exactly, or even like a Duolingo that has Spanish on it, unless Duolingo has Yoruba, I don't know. But like having
Mm,
access,
so
to
that
all
kind of
those
stuff, yeah.
options, you can take classes in college,
Yeah, I thought about
this
doing that.
is
My school
a
actually offered Yoruba.
oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so you missed two opportunities to embrace your
Hey, not too
culture.
much now.
Wow,
Not too much
wow,
now. Because
wow,
what had
crazy,
happened was
crazy.
I really wanted to learn Spanish. Like I
Yeah.
had a real thing. So I did Spanish all the Spanish three. Now if you ask me
Mm.
to speak
Hables
one or
español?
two, hablo español, pero uh, un poquito ahora porque no tengo muchas oportunidades
Mm-hmm.
practicar.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Poquito,
see, it's
poquito.
just flowing.
Flowers.
See now, compared to that Yoruba I just started, it's very embarrassing. Actually, if you really think about it, it's very
It's
embarrassing.
okay. The colonizer did a number on us. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into our guest story today. It'll be really fun to hear how he accomplished this feat.
It's
Um,
fit.
it's a real feat, and yeah, maybe he will inspire us to do better ourselves. Ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, welcome our guest.
Our guest of choice today is a return visitor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say this also, by the way. Of season two, most liked episode. Absolutely most liked
You
episode.
have
The people
fans.
said, I
You
want
have
it.
fans.
I want it back. I want it
It's
Wow.
back.
so good we had to bring him back. So,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, he's not new. He's true to this.
Period.
Um, he's our personal Yoruba connoisseur. He had a
Mm-hmm.
very untraditional path to learning the language, and I think it'd be very interesting to hear about that. Ladies and gentlemen, our very big cousin, our Egbon, as we would say, Jalil Anibaba
Period.
is back.
Woo, 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 woo.
Yo,
Pew, 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 pew,
yo,
pew, 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 pew.
yo, what's good? What's
You
good?
know something? Before we get ahead of ourselves, being in America, sometimes I realize that I pronounce our last name with a little bit too much Americanization in it.
Anibaba.
Yeah. So Jalil, how do you say? How do you pronounce our last name?
Listen. It depends on who you're talking to. It depends on the setting, but
Mm-hmm.
the like in between pronunciation where you can catch the most people will probably be Anibaba. If you're Anibaba, that's a American. Like, nah, that doesn't even feel right to me.
Yeah, it seems
Mm.
wrong. It seems
So
wrong.
Anibaba, that's like
Uh-huh.
He's very
that's
talking
okay.
drum.
So
Uh-huh.
I try to stay, in the vein where you can catch the most
Mm-hmm.
people. So
Yeah.
especially when you're talking to American people, they don't hit you with the huh?
What?
How did you spell that?
In fact, you know what's so crazy? Whenever I'm on the phone now, I don't even say my name. They're like, "What's your name?" I'll be like, "Last name A N I B A B A."
ANIBABA. I don't even. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we still ask me how to spell it, so let's just skip that and get right
You
to
know
it.
what's very interesting to me? Because obviously we're talking about culture, we're talking about language and how that manifests in the diaspora, specifically in the US, right? Like my name is not complicated. Jalil Anibaba or Jalil Anibaba. That is
Mm-hmm.
not a complicated name. I
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
would understand if our last name was something a little bit more difficult to say for non-Yoruba speaking people. Like, no, it's very straightforward. But it's funny. I play a lot of pickleball now that I retired. And if you guys have played pickleball, whether it's y'all or the
Love that
viewers,
shit. Mm-hmm.
it's fire. But it's very friendly, right? To play with people and like open play, you're literally
Mm-hmm.
meeting and like every time you score a point, like you touch paddles or whatever. So exchanging names to play the game is how you start, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've found that people that are like my age and maybe like 40 and below, when I say, hey, my name's Jalil, they're like, oh, Jalil, what's up? Nice to meet you. For like 45 and up, bruh, the
Huh?
computer be glitching, bruh. Yeah, my name's Jalil. They're like,
John?
Say it again, and Jalil. Can you spell that for me? It's like, how can you off the cuff pronounce Orlovsky?
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm,
what?
mm-hmm.
Jalil is not a difficult name.
It's
No,
called a
it's
microaggression. Okay. It's called a
no,
microaggression.
because it's consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel. It's very easy.
It's a very
Yeah.
similar cadence to an English word anyway. If my first name was like Oluwatimiyi or something like that, okay, I can
Mm-hmm.
understand why you'd be like, wait, hold on,
Mm-hmm.
Hold up.
is Olu fine?
Shout
Like,
out to the Oluwatimians.
yeah, for real.
Mhm.
So anyway, it's good to be in your
Oh.
presence.
Yeah, we're glad to have
Oh.
you. We're glad to have you, Joe. We want to dive straight into your story around learning Yoruba because I think, as we
Mm-hmm.
understand from episode, rather season two, you
Hmm.
did not grow up in Nigeria. You did not spend any of your formative years there. I think you lived mostly in California.
Yep.
Um, Grew up around the culture for sure. I think you had very much a Yoruba household.
Yep.
But as far as like speaking the language, you came into that even a little later than I think maybe your high school years. What was that journey like? What was
Actually,
the
no, let's start.
catalyst?
Let's start from the back small. Like at
Okay,
home,
okay.
was your dad speaking Yoruba at home?
He would speak Yoruba all the time, but not so much to us
Mm.
as kids. Like, of course, when he's on the phone, when people are visiting, everything was Nigerian, everything was Yoruba, everything was Islamic. So like we're listening to a lot of Yoruba music. I grew up on
Mm-hmm.
Fela, I grew up on Sonyade, grew up on Obe,
Mm-hmm.
to say the least. But my dad he loved like, your Abibo Luaz and Yusuf Alatunjis and Rex Lawson. So like he is the epitome of like someone who is obsessed with Yoruba culture. But what you can't forget is that my mom, she's from Cali though. And my
Mm-hmm.
mom, like she adopted the culture and she's proficient in like the greetings and whatnot. But my dad never wanted a situation where my mom didn't understand everything that was being said in the
At
house
home.
to
That's
all
fair.
the members of the family. So
Mm-hmm.
that's more where it disseminated from in in our nuclear household, but also too there's the cultural phenomenon that when our parents immigrate here, they're almost always bilingual, knowing English and Yoruba. That's the reason in my household, but culturally, it typically you get all the culture, you get all the food, you get all the clothes, you get all the conduct. You even get
But not
like
the language.
yeah, like traditional Yoruba religion, even though
Mm-hmm.
we're Muslims and a lot of people are Christians as well, but you still get the traditional religion as well, but the language seems to fall to the wayside, and
That
that
is actually so true. Like when you really think about it, because you can't like we all know what F4 is
We can
and
even make
what
it. You learn how to make the
yeah.
food, everything, but
Yeah. You know Irabuba, like all these things are not foreign to you. But like the
you have
actual
your
language
Nigerian
itself.
tailor, yeah, yeah. So why do you guys think? I mean, I think maybe that's just the hardest part. Like, I think that's the hardest part of the culture to take, right? Because learning Yoruba in the diaspora is additional effort, right? The other ones they can come to you a little easier, or is a little easier to learn, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, the language is also a crucial bit of it. I think if you understand the language, the culture, you can get to a new depth of enjoying the culture as well. Because like Yoruba is very like what's the word I'm gonna use? There's like a lot of idioms, a lot of like
Mm-hmm. You have to be
expressions,
in
like
it. Yeah. You have to be
parables,
in it
like
to really get it. Yeah.
yeah.
it's very rich. Yoruba in and of itself is not only a language. It's a personality. It's an attitude.
Yeah.
It's a way of life, and it's the one language that I've learned or interacted with where, like, to Beam's point, you're in it, and you have to be really in it to grasp. You can start
Mm-hmm.
speaking English as long as you can play what I call the ping pong game. Hello, how
Mm-hmm.
are you? I'm well, but you'll get the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But similar to Spanish as well, similar to a lot of other languages, but with Yoruba, if you don't have the culture too, like you'll miss the language, you'll miss the cadence, you'll miss when someone delivers a certain type of bit of farewell. If you don't know the culture, you don't even know that you're supposed to say amen to it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so it's very rich, but that's what makes it fascinating. And I have my
Yeah.
thoughts as to why it goes to the wayside when everything else remains.
Share.
My thoughts are that, like I said earlier, most of our parents are those who immigrated to this country or to the diaspora, let's say that.
Mm-hmm.
They're bilingual or they're multilingual. And
Mm-hmm.
our parents, they take speaking Yoruba for granted. To them it's like, duh, of course. And then the common denominator from a language standpoint between a lot of immigrants outside of Yoruba land is English, or if you're in Germany, German. And you know what I'm saying? So like for them it's like, oh yeah, I mean we speak Yoruba, but like of course we do. Like it's almost like they don't even think that like their kids would want to speak it too. When you go,
Mm.
you guys know the
Mm.
experience. When you go to your parents and you're like, "Oh yeah, I want to learn to speak Yoruba." Their first inclination, they like kind of laugh. They're
Yeah.
like, "Okay." But
Hmm.
until you, and I experienced this too, until you like push the issue and like
Mm-hmm.
force them to stay in Yoruba, they
Mm-hmm.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually so true.
Because I think
That's
that's
so
actually my
true.
experience too. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
anytime I tell my parents, okay, just speak Yoruba to me, we still always eventually fall back into speaking English.
English. Yeah. But
And
also, what I
it's
think is
them and
interesting
it's
is,
them that will take it to English first, not
mm-hmm,
you.
I think also there was also a phase where like my dad wanted to like only speak Yoruba, and then even that was like now you're trying to force it. There has to be a willingness on both ends to like want to learn the language, and it feels like it's hard for us to somehow sync up on that. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does make sense, but I think if my just overall opinion based on my experience is that like if your parents or your elders or even like your peers, maybe they are more proficient in Yoruba than you are, if
Mm-hmm.
they are showing that they want to teach it to you, I
Mm-hmm.
think that that's your responsibility and our responsibility to accept that and to learn it. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I think, because it's a main way that our culture will continue to stay alive.
Yeah.
And when you look at one of the things that I love about the Latino community so much is that their kid they speak Spanish. Like,
They
Mm-hmm.
actually don't play that.
yeah,
You speak in Spanish. They don't play about
But
it.
I think that might also be because parents aren't as bilingual. The kids are
that
bilingual.
that's true to an extent, but I'm close with a lot of Latinos, a lot of just native Spanish speaking families, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the parents are, professor English professors at universities or whatever have you, but
Mm.
culturally the way carrying on their culture manifests is
Mm.
that the language is something that they typically don't is non-negotiable.
And I actually want to say this about that. I think this, even the specific issue I have come to learn, is seems to be a particularly Yoruba issue. And I say this because most of my Hausa friends, when I was in secondary school, they spoke Hausa at home, right? Like that was spoken to them. Even here in the US, my Ethiopian friends have Amharic down, right? Or at least those who speak Amharic, right? It's like
Yeah.
they have that connection to their language. I think there
Yeah.
was something about living in a, I guess because Lagos was also like a city in that way. Like it was such a melting pot of people. Like not everybody was just Yoruba. There was something about living in Lagos where like that language didn't
I don't know.
exist.
I hear what you're
Because think
saying.
about it, people who grew up in Ondo or grew up in Abeokuta, they speak Yoruba.
You're right about that, but I would, and Malik, I would love to hear your
Yeah.
what you got to say about this.
I think
You want
more
to
so
go?
it's we have more of an inkling for Western of accepting, Western ideologies. Like Yoruba people,
Mm-hmm.
I think took very hard to like education
Yeah.
and like being learned, and that came
Correct.
with being more Western or more
So
accepting
we
of the
drank the white
Western
man
ways.
juice.
So yes, we took the education, we took the good things, but we kind of forgot that, hey, this Yoruba is still very important. This our culture is also still very important. I don't
We
think
drank the white man juice.
yeah, I think we forgot to sieve the juice a little bit. You can't drink too much.
Not
Yeah.
too much now.
I don't see it as necessary. I don't see it as drinking the juice. And
Okay.
here's why. Because of all of the things that come along with the culture that is unequivocally given to you when you're raised in the diaspora by Yoruba parents or a Yoruba family. You have
Mm,
everything. You have everything. It's you can talk when you talk to Yoruba people across the diaspora. We just touched on. You have food. You have the clothes. You have everything. It's the
mm,
language in modern terms
mm-hmm,
has not consistently been delivered to the next generation. But what's
mm-hmm.
extremely ironic about that, though, is that throughout the slave trade, the one language that was consistently found in the Caribbean and in the
Yeah.
South and in Cuba and in
Mm-hmm.
Brazil is Yoruba.
Wow. This is
So
crazy.
when you look at our people at our in our truest form, one
Mm-hmm,
thing that we are excellent at is keeping our culture alive. So that's why I have trust that it will never die. It's just
mm-hmm,
that I believe the way that the three of us and a lot of kids in the diaspora really think about these things, and it's an issue to us. The language is something that we need to force the issue to make sure that we learn as well. That
mm-hmm,
same type of motivation within the three of us, I would like to think comes from our spiritual DNA. And it's the
mm-hmm.
same reason why when our people were brought out of the ports in Lagos and X, Y, and Z to the Caribbean and to the United States during the slave trade, we were hell bent. We were like, nah, fuck it. Our language, our traditional religion, the way that we enact, the way that
It's
we
all staying.
cultivate our families, it stays. So it will stay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just us figuring out that version for our generation.
Why do I feel inspired right now?
I do. I do. I do. I do. I understand exactly what you're saying. And I get it now. Like the equation in that generation was that to be learned means to speak English. And I think that's sort of where that language piece might have fallen out. Because everything else stayed.
Hmm.
Like there wasn't we were never not proud to be Yoruba.
Never.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were never
Yeah.
not proud to be
Yeah.
Yoruba.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Okay, that's a fun little tangent.
Yeah. So now my question for you, Jalil, was like, what was the catalyst for you, right?
Yeah.
Like when did your spirit awaken and say, "Oh, it's
Okay,
time"?
I'm learning this language. What age too?
Yeah.
My catalyst was music.
You're not the first person to say like music was the thing
Like
that
the
did it for
music.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
music was my catalyst. And it started like my affinity for Yoruba music on my own started maybe in like junior high school,
Mm.
right? Like later junior high school, sometime like eighth, ninth grade. But
Like Afro beats, like Whiskey or like Sonia D.
before this, y'all, I don't know, I'm 36, so this is like right before this, before WizKid. You're talking like even like pre Two Face. So
Mm.
like, yeah, but it wasn't. I wasn't listening to modern music though.
Yes, that's what.
I fell in love on my own with the music that my dad raised us on. So
Mhm.
when I was around like 14, 15, I started to fall in love with Ebenezer Obey songs, Sunny Ade songs, and like
Do you know what I'm imagining right now?
yeah. So and
No, I'm imagining Jalil walking the hallways of Davis Middle School or Davis High, and his Walkman is just doing.
I'm telling you, yeah, I'm telling
Oh,
you.
it's hilarious.
Like I'm literally walking through Emerson Junior High in Davis, California, talking about 365 is my number now. Like, but there's something about it where, like, at that time in my life, it started to resonate with me, and it wasn't just like one of those things that, like, all right, my dad's cutting on the music. Like, it was like, nah, like I wanted to listen to. I was burning CDs back in the day
Mhm.
with like a mix of my own, and I would play like certain tapes over or whatever CDs over and over and over and over and over. I would
Mhm.
listen to them on the way to soccer practices and games and stuff too. The melody of Yoruba always caught my ear. Like when I was really young and
Mhm.
I couldn't understand anything that people were saying, I just liked the melody of it. Like
Mhm.
it just has like so much of this, like, and
Mm-hmm.
it was
Mhm.
so cool when a group of auntie and uncles are sitting around and they're talking about anything. The party
Mhm.
last week, when you don't know what they're talking about, it sounds like they're arguing, but
Mhm.
then it will sound like someone is singing, but then it will sound like someone's mumbling at the same time, and it's all like this like symphony of people just sitting around a coffee table. And
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know what? You're right. Because I can't lie. One of my favorite things to do is like watch like my mom and her
Oh
friends
my god.
gist. Like
bro,
it's like it's a whole thing. It's a whole
Yeah. Yeah. I wear those people now because I see us too. Even when we hang out at people's houses, we are yelling over each other. And I'm like, anybody that walks in here will think that we're actually ready to
racket.
square up. Yeah. Don't know, we're just passionate. Okay, so Walkman, this is what junior high. You just start like taking classes or stuff?
I
Like
didn't
when
I didn't start taking classes until I was drafted and playing in the league until I was an adult, until like 22, 21, 22.
Oh, I didn't know you were starting taking classes that early actually.
That's like when I started taking classes. And then, but my road to get there was that
Mm-hmm.
I would take a long US song or a song with like a lot of lyrics. Like if you go into like King Sunny Ade's like classic albums, like a track like Ibi Warrior, it's like basically like a lot of quick lyrics. And in that song, like most all of the lyrics are proverbs, like back to
Mm-hmm.
back to back to back to back.
Hmm.
I can catch melodies. Like if I'm reading something, it's not really going to sink in. I'm not going to memorize it. But if I hear it from an auditory sense, like it will lock in. So if I
Mm-hmm.
like a melody, I can memorize a song quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I would memorize songs, whether they're 5 minutes or 30 minutes. I would memorize a song and then I would go on my computer at the time and I would write out what I thought the words were. But remember, I hadn't even taken a class. I didn't know ABD. I didn't know the alphabet.
Yeah.
So I didn't know where the word started or stopped. I,
Yeah.
I would write out all the lyrics and then put the time stamps on them. And I still have my first binder where I did that. And then my dad would like go through it with me and say like, okay, like no, this is that word, and then I'll clean up the lyrics, but then still I had no idea what they were saying.
What I was saying, yeah.
So that was how I started, and then years later I started like, okay, started with the alphabet all the way to learning proverbs or whatever.
Why go the classes route and then why at the time that you decided to do it?
It's interesting because this was around the time where Malik was coming to live with Jamil and I in Chicago. And like in between his gap year before he officially started university, I asked Malik, I was like, yo, what do you think is a better way to learn the language? Like, because you've had certain experiences in Nigeria and XYZ and living here now too. Like, what do you think would be the best? Should I just like get myself around people where I'm more immersed, or should I go the traditional route? He was like, you should do both, but you definitely shouldn't neglect learning the language from like its
An actual
form
aspect.
all the way, you know, from the alphabet all the way
Oh
through in
yeah.
traditional sense. So it was actually
So
Malik.
Malik, are they giving you bad advice?
I'm actually
Yes.
surprised. I'm actually really surprised because
You
I
remember
also
that?
remember vaguely. I don't remember that much. What I do
Malik was
remember,
just worried about the donut that he ate in the house and blaming it on you, Beam. That's all.
And
yeah,
you know what's crazy about that doing? So I think
that
about it sometimes.
that's
You
not
didn't
why
need
we're
to
here, ladies
lie.
and gentlemen. That's not why
You
we're
didn't need to
here. That's
lie.
not why we're here.
What do you remember?
What I do recall
Mm-hmm.
from that conversation was, first of all, I feel like Jalil was excited that I was coming to live with him. I was also super excited as well because I don't think we've actually had the opportunity to like cohabit for a while or anything like that. And he was asking me, okay, so you speak Yoruba, right? Or like, okay, we can be testing at Yoruba. And I was like, yeah, I don't speak all the way. Like I can understand. I can understand a little bit, but I don't see. He was like, what do you mean? Yeah, like I can understand when people are speaking, but I don't like speaking fluently. He'll be quiet. We'll have another conversation. He'll be like, so what exactly do you mean? Like you grew up in Lagos? Oh
I
yes,
Mhm.
yes, I did. I did. Your parents did speak Yoruba. I said, no, they did. They did speak Yoruba. So what do you mean he couldn't wrap his head around? What do you mean
Yeah.
you've been living in Nigeria your whole life?
You're
You
on the
can't speak
soil.
Yoruba. This boy.
it didn't
Yeah.
it did that concept doesn't make sense to me.
No, like honestly, to me too, it doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
so common. It
It's
is
so
so
yeah.
common.
Yeah, it's common. And we talk about all the love and respect that we give to our parents when they deserve it, and our parents deserve it.
Hmm.
And but also too, they need to be held accountable. It doesn't make sense to me. Our house wasn't fully Yoruba and we're living
Hmm.
in the States. But if you're living in Yoruba land, I don't understand, because what also comes out in our culture is that our parents or the former generation, they'll also like chastise us for not knowing the language. It's like,
Yeah.
no, how the fuck were we supposed to learn it?
You have a very valid point. Like I literally take this up
Yeah.
with my parents all the time. I'm like, like when we were young, you could have made the effort to make sure that we were learning Yoruba
Hmm.
just as much as we were learning anything else. It was initially your responsibility. It's my responsibility now, but
Hmm.
we needed their input growing up, especially when you
Yeah.
live in Lagos.
Yeah.
So
As just
it,
just just like as you're teaching all the other regular things about life, like this is how you get dressed, this is how you brush your teeth, this is how you say good morning, Yoruba.
This is
This is
how
how
we
you
speak. We speak
Yeah.
Yoruba. This is who we are.
We speak what, Malik?
yeah, run that back.
Yoruba,
That was hard.
Yoruba. Oh my
Wow. We
days.
speak
All
Yoruba.
right,
Yeah, you
bye,
sound,
bye, bye, bye.
you sound like
Anibaba.
All right.
uh
All right. So what was the actual learning process like? What are the barriers to understanding? Did it come easy?
the barriers to understanding are pretty common for most all people who don't grow up speaking the language, and also to anyone who's learning it, especially as an adult. But I had very good teachers that like taught me how to focus on what is important.
okay.
And luckily, like the
Did you do like a tutor? Did you take like a college class? Like what was that?
let me even back up. That was the biggest barrier. The biggest barrier is getting people to actually teach you, getting people to
Mm.
actually take you seriously, to dedicate their time or whatever have you. Because, like we spoke about at the top, typically when you go to your parents or aunties or whoever and you say, "Oh, auntie, I want to learn Yoruba," they say, "Oh, that's that,
That's
okay."
cute. Yeah.
And then they like know that it's important, but and then you're like, "Okay, but like, how do I actually go about doing that?" They're like, "I don't know." It's like,
Wow.
all right, cool, bet. So
So
Hmm.
helpful.
it's mentally confusing, because everything else that you go to your parents for and you ask them about you, about culture. Why was da 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 da?
They
What
got it,
is
yeah.
they got it locked in? What is the importance of Fela's shrine in Yoruba history? Boom, they locked in. They'll tell you da 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 da. So I had to
Hmm.
go on my own. So I was on the internet trying to get any type of class that I could. Couldn't really find classes, because if you're trying to learn Spanish, you could do that super easily and find tutors and
Hmm.
all that stuff. Luckily for me, when I was living in Chicago, there was a guy who actually wasn't a Yoruba guy, but he could speak multiple um, Nigerian
Languages.
languages, and
Hmm.
he taught me the basics of the alphabet. He taught
Was he
me,
Nigerian?
yeah, he's a Nigerian guy.
Okay.
He taught me the basics of like sentence structure. He taught me the basics about how verbs work. And so I could latch on to like the aspects of the language that were easy for me. And what came
Hmm.
easily is that, unlike English, unlike Spanish, your verbs, they never change. So you don't have to learn how to conjugate verbs.
Conjugate, yeah.
That was like, okay, good. Got that in my bag. That's an easy part. The more
Hmm.
difficult part is, of course, the tones, the tonation, and X, Y, and Z.
Hmm.
My way to get through that was to just study, flashcards, study, study,
Mm.
study, study. So then I'm an auditory learner and I'm also a visual learner. So once I
Hmm.
get to a point where like I'm looking for a certain word to speak, if I can see what it looks like in my mind, I'll remember it. I would remember that Amma is rere, because on my flashcards it's rere. So when I want to say Amma, I'm just in my mind.
You're
Okay, I
seeing it, yeah.
my mind and it's rere.
This guy is studying for the exam of life.
Bruh,
That's
What are you talking about?
bruh.
I think that was one of my barriers to learning Yoruba was I want to be literate in Yoruba. Like I want to actually be able to read it and like
okay.
write it, right? Because like that's how I learned Spanish pretty well. Like conversationally, my Spanish is not all that great because I can't really, especially when your accent is thicker, I can't really hear what you're saying, right?
Mhm.
But I have more proximity to Yoruba, so like I can actually hear it, right? But to understand and digest and construct sentences, I don't have any of that foundation. Like we didn't learn how to construct sentences in school. Like Malik and I were talking about this earlier. Like they taught us more of the
In Yoruba, you're
culture
saying, or in Spanish?
in Yoruba.
Got you.
In Yoruba, yeah, because like we did Yoruba in school in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
at least in Lagos, we did Yoruba from like yeah, primary maybe three or
Yeah,
four or
7
something.
to yeah 7 to 10,
No, not even there you would choose
12 to
Yoruba.
12.
Because when I got to secondary school, there was Igbo and there was Hausa also.
Love.
But anyways, like we were learning culturally. We were not learning like the actual grammatical structure of what it means to speak a language and learn a
Yeah.
language.
Yeah.
Um so like those are the pieces that I really want to pick up with Yoruba. Like I want to be able to construct it. Because I think once I can do that and I can speak, you understand what I'm saying?
I
Instead of
understand.
just trying to pick random words together and try to remember how does my mom say "an lo si," we're going to, or "a lo si," like we went, you know what I mean? Like I'm guessing those things as compared to like I want to be able to actually understand this is how you conjugate, or this is how you put it together when you want to say in future, in past, plural, you know, like all those things. I want to learn all of that. Like so I
Yeah.
think a class would make so much sense for me.
Have you
Yeah. I think
taken a
you're right.
class before?
I have not, but it's absolutely on my bucket list. The only see, honestly, the truth is, me low in my current status, and I think maybe I'm making excuses too. It's very possible, but like I definitely have the hunger to learn, like to actually take a class.
A bucket list is something that you do before you die. Take it off
Mm-hmm.
a bucket list and just do it.
Just
Like,
do it.
just sign up for a class. Once you sign up for it, when you pay for it, you gonna show up.
Oh no, facts. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The advantage that you guys have over me is that there's certain parts of the tones that lock in because you guys grew up in Yoruba land. There are certain things where it's like if you learn the structure of the language, you'll begin to like pick things from your subconscious that
yeah.
you
Yeah, to
you
connect the
know
Mm-hmm.
is
dots.
there, but it will come to the forefront of your mind
Mm-hmm.
because now
Mm-hmm.
once you learn the structure, it's all about just inserting what you like. Once you learn the formula, you're just putting in what is appropriate
Mm-hmm.
to go there, and
Yeah,
you
I get what
bring
you're saying.
what's
Yeah, I get
appropriate.
what you're saying. This was on say, okay, how did has my mom ever said something like this? How did she do it?
Mm-hmm.
How did my dad do it? I'm just pulling from memory of what I've
Yeah,
heard before to now come and
yeah.
apply as opposed to building tools, using tools to build and construct a sentence by myself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
exact same thing I'm doing.
So,
So
Malik, are we taking classes?
Inshallah.
sign up.
Hey, that's what people say when they don't want to do something. They come
Exactly.
back.
Sign up. When you take it from it will happen to no, I'm doing this, it will then that's where it becomes real. You're talking about like piecing things like how did my mom or how did my dad say this?
Mm-hmm.
Because I went the way of learning the structure of Yoruba and then like sitting down with my dad and then saying like, okay, what is this, that, and the third? I wasn't picking things from how does my dad say it. I learned the structure and I was taking it to him. What does it mean when you say this? So then
Mm-hmm.
when he would then give me the meaning or the context of some of his most favorite phrases.
Mm-hmm.
My dad loves to say ayo ya. So I would ask them, "Oh, what does that mean? You say that all the time." Okay, boom. Now then for me it's locked because I'm already in love with that phrase because I grew up with it. So that's how I lock
Mm-hmm.
it. There and remember I like the melody or certain sounds of things.
Mm-hmm.
So once I learned the structure, I could then go back to my childhood and say, what is that you guys say? Like a specific phrase that I would like would be like "igbami," which is like another time. They would say that all the time, and I'm like, "Yo, what is that? What are you
Mhm.
talking about?" But
Mhm.
like "igbami" is short for "igba miran." Miran is actually like another or like a different, but they will shorten it.
Mhm.
So, but I wouldn't be able to make that jump without
Yeah.
knowing Miran first. So my
Mhm.
so when he says, "Oh, Igbami is a different time," I'm like, "Oh, Igba Miran," and he's like, "Yeah," but no one really says. No
The
one
full
says
thing.
they
Yeah,
don't go.
and that's another layer to learning Yoruba that is
It's too
difficult.
slangy. It's too
It
slangy.
is hella
It's too
slangy, bro.
slangy.
And if you're not in the culture, you don't know what's happening, dog. You have no idea what's happening. Because like
Oh,
even now, like when I think about it, okay, if I learn, it's kind of like how people learn Spanish in school and then they try to speak it outside, and people are like, "Oh, us Puerto Ricans, we don't talk like that," right?
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
it's so academic. Like yeah, Yoruba is heavily slagged.
But
Huh.
the slang, and y'all, maybe it's just me because y'all know me. I'm like, if there's something I can latch onto, I could use that to figure it out. Glass half
Hmm.
full, whatever you want to say. I don't really care. Because Yoruba is slangy,
Hmm.
they also use English words. Some English words,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
some Yoruba
Hmm.
words you can't really translate, or some English words you can't really translate. So then, if there's an English word you can't really translate to Yoruba, then we'll just use. But then there's some times where we'll just say like, "An los office." We're going to the office
Hmm.
instead of "An los ibiche." So it's like that to me, if someone is using English words a lot, it took certain pressure off me where it was like, all right, screw it. If I don't, I now know the structure. If I can't lock the Yoruba vocabulary word, I know that it's okay. And I was
So
taught this
insert in
too,
Yoruba.
to
Yeah.
insert an English word with a Yoruba accent,
Hmm.
and you still stay speaking
Yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah.
because we're
See,
actually
it's
very
flexible.
creative
It's
with that.
flexible. It's
Yeah,
flexible. Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes,
There's
yes.
range. There's range.
Okay.
There's range.
Okay. So
Ah.
now you've picked up the language. You're pretty fluent, I would say. Do you feel like it bridged a gap in how you identify with your culture? Did it like now having the language that kind of add more? Did you feel more connected to like your Yoruba side?
Absolutely. But I never felt a void previously.
Okay, yeah. So it's just an
Mm.
extra, it's just a new layer, just a new
Hmm.
a
It's
new
it's
layer
it's a new
explored.
layer. And I also don't view Yoruba people, whether they grew up in Yoruba land like you guys or people that grew up in the diaspora, I don't view those who can't speak Yoruba as less connected to Yoruba
Yeah.
culture. A Yoruba person is a Yoruba person. For me, what is nice is that like I can connect with maybe uncles or aunties in a deeper way. I can like it's nice to be able to speak Yoruba where other people can understand. I'm gonna be honest,
Hmm.
that's cool. Um and it's also cool too to because like I said, Yoruba is a personality. It's
Yeah.
an attitude.
Hmm.
So when you're able to speak Yoruba with somebody, like they have a different personality. You know the concept of
Mm.
people have different
Yeah, code switching.
personalities based on the different languages they speak. That
Yeah.
shit is hella real. Like
Hmm.
my personality is a little bit different when I speak Spanish. My personality is different when I speak English. My personality is different when I speak Yoruba.
You would officially recommend the academic process to learning Yoruba. Flashcards, take a class, learn the tools. That would probably be the best way for, people within our age range to pick up the language.
If you want to be successful in life, listen to my
That is hilarious. That is
No,
hilarious.
in all seriousness, yeah, the language traditionally learning the alphabet and building
Mm-hmm.
from there
Mm-hmm.
is a must, I think, to
Mm-hmm.
learn things properly. But now the way in which I went about doing it doesn't have to it's not going to work for everybody. My
Mm-hmm.
my entry was music and that was how I would lock certain things in. right? But that's not
Mm.
going to work for everybody. For some people, it's food. For some people, it's memories. For some people, it's storytelling. For some people, it's talk shows.
Find the thing that connects you.
Yeah, I would say once
Yeah.
in class, find what connects you the most, and then of course, like learning any other language, you have to get around people that allow you to speak it consistently. And most of us have our parents. And trick with that is you have to actually be the leader when it comes to speaking Yoruba. And
Mm.
that's the more mentally challenging part because in our culture, we're always taught to take lead from the elders. But if you want to learn Yoruba and speak consistently with the elders, I'm telling you, it's going to be you that forces the issue and holds the conversation in Yoruba. So you have to get skilled at not breaking from Yoruba yourself and forcing our parents, our aunties, our uncles to stay in Yoruba. And you have to learn how to do that.
Um, I have a question about that actually.
Hmm.
So I know you said like you don't really judge people who like speak Yoruba as like less Yoruba.
Hmm.
Do you find that elders give you more respect because you speak Yoruba?
I would maybe surface level,
I would
super.
have to say for sure, bro. I'd have to say for sure. Like my parents literally use you as an example all the time. Look at your
Why
cousin.
can't you be
Look
like
at you.
Jalil?
Look at you like
Why can't you be like Jalil? See, he didn't even grow up in
Yeah, look
the
at him
and
now.
he's even learning.
So for sure, for sure,
Don't
you're getting some brownie points with them.
Oh yeah.
don't look at me anyhow. I told you, take it off the bucket list. Take it away from it will happen to make it happen. They'll do those types of things. They'll maybe
Mm,
tout you more or like brag, oh, like he or she speaks Yoruba right, and he learned it or whatever have you. But our culture is our culture. What always takes reign and what always takes precedent is your conduct.
mm,
Are you acting in a way that is consistently true to our moral code as Yoruba people? Are you consistently acting toward the code of what our family conduct is?
mm.
If you speak Yoruba but you don't do those things, you're pegged down further and further notches
Oh
in terms of
yeah,
earning respect.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it doesn't supersede.
But hear me out though. If we're all on the base level of morality, you have
Yeah.
surpassed us on top of this year, but that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, Jilo.
No, I
Some
have one more
very
question. I have
insightful
one more
things.
question.
All right,
I
Yeah.
shoot.
have one
One
more
more thing.
question.
Shoot, shoot.
So you talked about how like you sort of code switch essentially when you speak Yoruba. What kind of mannerisms are you, you know,
That
displaying?
that would probably be a
Oh,
question that like
yeah.
people that are
Uh-huh.
observing me could
Could
like
answer.
answer better
Mm.
than me probably. There's no substitute for kissing one's teeth. Like, bro,
Mm-hmm.
it like and maybe like certain facial expressions. Yoruba people can be very rude, but like
Mm-hmm.
but plausible deniability is our innate strength. So
Mm.
I don't know. Let other people you that should be a question for my dad or maybe even y'all's
Mm.
parents, like in observing Jalil or something like that. What mannerisms do you see him adopt when he speaks Yoruba as opposed to speaking
Mm.
English? But I would like to think that I'm probably a little louder, just
Mm-hmm.
volume
That's
wise.
crazy because your house volume is already on 110.
Me, my own.
So, no, your entire household, bro.
Oh,
You guys already speak at 110.
I would think like my energy level is probably like, let's say it's at a 60. Malik's is
Hmm.
probably around like
Hmm.
on his mood 65 to 50.
Hmm.
Beam
Hmm.
energy level.
60.
Just let me just oh yeah,
Okay, land, 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 land.
so yours beam will be normally like you're calm. So maybe you're at like 30.
Hmm.
My
Some
dad is
people
the
think
type of
I'm
person
mad.
where he brings everybody to 85. So
Fair.
right off the bat, he's bringing you up. So in my household, like when you walk in the door, he's hailing people. He's like, you know how he is when your mom walks
Mm-hmm.
in the door. Yeah, knee. He's
Mm-hmm.
going all the way in, and your mom is super civil. But when she's with my dad, she goes up.
That's funny. She said it brings out the Chris in all of us. Love that. Love that. Okay. And now my last thing for real this time. I would really like for you to like display the results of your class, introduce the podcast because we tried an intro earlier, no Google. So maybe we'll replace it with yours. Go for it.
Okay.
Go.
Um, let's see. I would say, ẹ ǹlẹ́ o àwọn èèyàn mi, ẹ káàbọ̀ sí ètò Japa Diaries. Tá a máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àṣà Yorùbá. Lénìí, a máa bá ẹ̀gbọ́n wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa èdè Yorùbá.
Hmm.
That's
Nice.
I stopped. So
Nice.
in general, I just kind of said, welcome my people, welcome to our
No,
program, our
we got
Japa
it. We got it. We
No,
got it.
we got it.
We,
We
we got
got
it. We
it.
got it.
Don't
Diaries.
worry. You when you hear Malikanai's version, you will know that you've done us a great service
We
today.
needed it. We needed
We
it.
did it like bad.
Okay. Sound,
Like bad. Well,
sounds
Jill, thank you so much, guys. We're gonna take a break here, and when we come back, we're gonna talk to somebody who is actually, facilitating the process for people, and then, of course, we're gonna test Jill's newfound skills and see if he's really about if his money went somewhere. All right. Hi, Sunshines. Abimisola here to let you know that we are officially bringing the podcast to real life with our first ever event. Okay, on September 6th, we are hosting the Reunion, a community game night event at the Rosette Theater in Austin, Texas. Think African Family Feud, Diaspora Trivia, food vendors serving up the flavors that we love, and a DJ spinning the beats that raised us. It's all to raise funds for season 4 production. So if you've ever laughed, nodded, or felt seen by an episode, this is your chance to give back and have a good time doing it. Now, tickets are limited, so head on over to japadiaries.com/event to grab yours. And if you can't make it in person but you still want to support, you can still do that by grabbing a donation ticket. Super excited to meet you guys in person. Can't wait to see you there. All right, guys, welcome back.
Welcome.
So now we are joined by another special guest that I have been very excited to have on. I was telling her like when we were talking earlier, like I found the page that like she runs, and maybe I found it in like season 3 while we're still recording season 3, but we'd already planned everything. I was like, it's okay, I'm coming back for this one. I will be back because I want to talk about this. But ladies and gentlemen, today we are joined by Oju of Awujo, and if you don't know what Awujo is, you know what, actually I'm gonna let you introduce.
I knew you were going to do that.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. So I'm Oju of Awujo. We're kind of like a language learning community for people who want to work on Yoruba, particularly people of like young adult age or young professional age. So 18 to like 35. And we're based in New York. And then we also have some operations in the DMV as well.
Nice. So talk to us. Why? Well, one, what does Awujo mean?
Oh, I get that a lot actually. So Awujo is a Yoruba word that means community, like in general as a concept. It can also mean like a specific instance or a specific gathering. So I think it kind of captures what we're going for, a community of people who are working together to preserve Yoruba language and culture.
It's a very deep cut Yoruba word,
Uh-huh.
It's not really a word that we do use exactly.
We don't be using it.
Yeah. So we have to check, Okay, so yeah, tell us why do that? Why create that? Yeah.
Wow. So I was thinking about this, and I think there's like a conscious and a subconscious reason why I started it. Like the surface level reason is I took some time off of work and I had a lot of time, and I was like, what do I want to do at this time? And I realized my Yoruba was not as good as it used to be. So I put together a random brunch for my closest friends to practice Yoruba, and they loved it so much that I kept doing the events over and over. And now I have a business that I didn't mean to start.
Period.
Don't you just love that?
I know, look at God.
Yeah.
I think the subconscious, and like the reason I was less aware of in the past was probably around like my grandmother. So she passed like 3 years ago around my birthday. And I think grief is like an interesting thing. Like you don't get to choose when you process it.
Yeah.
And I think she was also my last surviving grandparent. So it felt like a severing of connection to that generation. And of course, as you're reflecting on the past, you then think about the future and you're like, if I have lost that connection to like Yoruba culture that comes through grandparents and like our older generation, how will I be able to carry on this language? That's when I said, well, my Yoruba is not good enough. Maybe now's the time to be very intentional about like what it looks like for me to be able to, or for me to feel confident enough to be able to teach my kids Yoruba. And I'd been looking for some way to do that, and the timing just worked out perfectly. The interest was there, and then Awujo was born.
Before we do that, I actually do have a question. So you said how like your Yoruba it didn't used to be as good. So talk to me about that. Like what is your origin story with Yoruba? And like, did you grow up in the US? Like, did you live in Nigeria? Like, what's like your Japa story around that?
So I was born in Nigeria and I moved here when I was 6. And I think it depends as well, like on your upbringing and your background, because those 6 years I lived in Nigeria are very powerful years and they're not ordinary.
Yeah. Where did you live?
I grew up in Abeokuta.
Okay.
And my dad has his undergrad and master's in Yoruba studies. So
wow.
Meaning my first language was Yoruba. The people that took care of me were Yoruba. I thought I spoke everything in Yoruba. And we weren't allowed to speak English at home. So I didn't really learn English. Of course, I knew it because like Nigerians speak English. But it wasn't until I got to school and like started learning through instruction that I feel like I picked up English.
Like school in Nigeria or school here?
In Nigeria, yeah.
Okay.
And then when I moved to the US, my parents, like the moment you closed that door in the Bronx, it was still Nigeria. Like when you were outside in the world, then it was the US. But once you entered, it was like Nigerian soil. And my siblings are also much older than I am. So by the time I think we moved here, my oldest sister was 17. So
And you were how old?
I was 6. Yeah. So I was 6.
Oju they said no more.
No more. That age gap is serious. Yeah. So it means that like I spoke Yoruba with them and I grew up on their Yoruba as well. So like even when I wasn't in Nigeria, like they still spoke enough Yoruba that I could continue learning through them. And I think in interacting with a lot of other Nigerians here, I noticed my Yoruba was like better than most people. But it still wasn't where I would want it to be because yes, I can speak it, but do I feel comfortable and confident enough like teaching? They say the best marker of like truly understanding something is whether you can teach it to another person. And I was like, my children, I don't know if I can do that, you know?
Yeah.
Especially like, what does it look like if I don't marry someone that's Yoruba or I don't end up with someone Yoruba? So then they have just my skills to survive.
To go off of, yeah.
And I don't know that it wasn't enough at the time, even though it was decent. So I think that's why I decided to be more intentional about like creating the space for both myself and for my friends to practice.
Do you know what they call it? Culture custodian.
Yes, you're calling me that? Stop.
Yeah.
You're doing the Lord's work. You
literally are. You really are. You really are. One of the many things that has come out of Awujo, in addition to the brunch, honestly, that brunch sounds like such an interesting setup because I imagine like it's everybody who's trying to learn Yoruba. I think one of the barriers with like learning Yoruba is like you're so shy, you know?
Yeah.
People they can't embarrass you. But if we're all here saying that we actually just came here to learn, ideally there should be a better level of comfort around that. Like you don't feel like you're trying to prove something as compared to like we're all here just trying to finish a sentence, girl.
Exactly. We're just trying to make it work. That's it.
Yeah. So, in addition to brunch and also the classes, you've created a game.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us about this game. Yeah.
So honestly, this was another thing I didn't mean to do. You'll come to realize that my life is just a lot of random occurrences. A lot of our events at Awujo are very playful because I'm a very unserious person. And I realized that when people are I realized that when people are trying to like learn a language that like sometimes our parents and like our grandparents and people around us have shamed us for, we need to like just lean into the silliness of it all. Like we're going to make mistakes. A lot of us don't understand tones. We can't hear it well. So a lot of our events have playful, like game-centered ways of learning and reinforcing the language. And people kept asking me to bring it to Dallas, bring it to Houston. I said, I'm just one person.
Girl.
I'm just a girl.
Just a girl.
So I got the idea to kind of like bring Awujo into a box. So anybody could buy this game and put on their own game night. It has 3 games in it, 3 levels. There's beginner, advanced, and intermediate. And today we're going to be playing the advanced game.
No, you're joking. You're joking. Because I was just about to
Period.
ask for, is there a level under beginner?
No,
Can we start with that one?
guys, I
No.
promise you, the beginner one is so easy. I have people that don't
Hey.
speak a word of. There was a girl that came. I think she was Puerto Rican. She was able to play the game. This is the beginner one. It's so easy. Like it's playful, if anything, you know.
It's
Yeah.
okay. I'm about to
It's
embarrass my grandfather, but
okay.
let's go for it.
It's
But
okay.
isn't that the whole point of it? Right? That's how you learn a language. Like when you're in Spanish class, you're gonna speak badly as well. I have my handy dandy notebook here because I'm competitive and I don't know
Period.
what will win, but it makes sense to keep track of who
Bragging
does well.
rights, as you can see on this game, we're
Exactly.
very competitive individuals. Okay.
So
Before we start the game, just a quick introduction. We have a Jalil on the call. He's also a Yoruba advocate. I would also label him a culture custodian as well. Are we going to team up? Are we going to team up here, or everyone and woman for themselves?
So I think because I'm going to be the one to like read out the clues. It makes sense to have the three of y'all play individually because you're an odd number, you know. Also, I created the game, so I'm always going to win. I hope you. So this is called Bajuma, and Bajuma in Yoruba means a celebrity.
We're so finished.
No, not
Malik, we're so finished. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
What we did is we took celebrity names that have English words in them. We translated them into Yoruba for you.
Okay.
And we're going to read out the clue. And your goal is to guess the original Yoruba or the original name. And what will happen is if you don't need a clue, so for example, if the name is WizKid, so Omologmo is what I think we translated it to. If I said that and you got it right, like right off the bat, that's 2 points. But if I had to say, the guy who sang Ojo Elegba, then you only get 1 point. So we're trying to like make it inclusive in case like you don't, like Yoruba isn't there yet, but it is the hardest game in the deck. The other two are a lot easier, I promise.
You just call it out and then whoever does it first.
Exactly. All right. And I'll try to listen in case you people chime in at the same time, but okay.
All right.
Oju, I have $5 for you somewhere if I can
just slip it under the mat. Don't worry. I'm trying to find an easy one to start off with. Okay, I think this one's a fair one. Okay, ready? Oba Ileri.
King.
Larry, we're supposed to
keep in mind, it's always going to be a celebrity. It's a mix of like American, British.
Oh wait, like so it's not just Nigerian.
Not just Nigerian.
Finished.
But people, you know this. Okay, I guess nobody has gotten it.
Say it again.
Oba
Ileri.
Ileri. I'm not good with riddles. I don't.
Because I'm hearing.
But it's not a riddle.
The house.
Oh, you're hearing Ileri. Okay, I'm going to give you a clue, and remember, keep thinking of all the celebrity names you know.
Okay.
This person lives in a country that we fight with, that Nigerians fight with all the time. He's a celebrity.
King Promise.
That. Thank you.
Do you know that I was actually thinking that?
And I saw it on the tip of your tongue. Why did you not say it?
That's one from the league.
I thought they were Nigerian at first. So
literally any celebrity name, as long as there's an English word in their name to begin with, we took it.
Okay. So I'm thinking British, American artist,
Nigerian, everything.
Okay.
South African even. Should I give that one a practice round then? And
No. Malik needs that point, so let's give it to him.
It's a head start. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Toby Kekere.
Biggie Smalls.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Because I had that, I was like, big and small.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay, this one, not a direct one, but Ere.
I'm thinking. Go with me on this one. Ere as in like a race, right?
Playboy? No.
Okay, Ere could have a lot of translations, so just run them through in your head and try to match it up with celebrity. Ere could mean play, or Ere could also mean as a
I thought I was Sherry.
Yeah.
No.
That's the verb. It can mean play like a show.
I'm with you. Like a show, though?
But this area is referring to a noun.
You know what I'm thinking of? and it's not that. I'm thinking of, you said play, and I went Tyler Perry, like Big Mama, and I'm like, that's not it.
Yeah, you
Oh,
went
I
far. You
see
went
where you
far.
went. That
You
one,
went far. You
I
went far.
you know,
Come
dear,
back. Come
yeah.
back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come
Oh,
back.
you
Come back.
did
She
fly.
said,
Come back.
walk it
Come
back,
back.
walk it
Come back.
back.
Come back. That's I
I'm
too know.
screaming.
I too know Pro
Okay.
Max.
Okay, okay. All right. This one does trip people up. So should I give you a hint?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need one. We need one.
Hated and love it, the underdogs.
50 Cent.
Oh,
But who else was on the song?
Oh my God, the game.
good game. Let's go.
Hey.
That's two for the boy. That's two for the boy.
What's
Here
The
it is. That's
game.
two.
That is
Okay.
good.
Would you?
Wait,
I
but who
got
got
you.
it first?
You know
I
what?
That is
said
I
a
don't
it.
know.
good
Jalil?
clue.
I think
I
Jalil
said,
got. I think
I
Jalil
think
got it
Jalil
first.
got it. I think
did.
Jalil
And
got
people
it.
that
But
teed it up.
but that's
Jalil
a
hit it
then
at
he
the park.
like,
Yeah.
that's
yeah,
a
well done,
good
well done.
card. What are you talking about? Yeah,
Okay,
the
this
game.
one is like, and there's some words that we cannot always translate. Like
Yeah.
example, like if there's not the name. Okay,
Mhm.
but coffee doo doo.
Black
Black
coffee.
Oh, well done. That was Malik. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm so losing this game like
Oh,
bird.
don't worry, don't worry, don't worry.
that's like barely. That's barely translated. That's.
I know. So that was an easy one. We have to mix
Congratulations,
it up,
Malik, for getting an English word. You're.
Okay, you know
Hey,
what? Let me give you guys a hard
all I know is that
one.
I'm two up. All I know is I'm two up. Don't
I'm
congratulate
two
me
up.
to
I'm
the
two
end
up.
when I win.
I'm two up too. Beam with her gray headphones is the only one that's in last.
Okay. I think this next one will be a bit difficult. I hope. Okay.
Okay.
Tyra ilé ìfowópamọ́.
Eh? Tyra Banks.
Banks.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
You know
good.
what? I had that. I don't know why. I don't know why I hesitated on that one.
You did. I don't know why
Tyra
I don't know why I
Banks.
You were
hesitated on that
redeeming
one.
Beam,
yourself.
congratulations
I'm in the
again
game.
for
I'm in
getting
the
She's
game.
another English
Okay.
word. Tyra.
Yeah,
Give
but
it
did
away.
you
It's
get
not. But yeah, I had to find some way to. I now. So what we do is we Eurobaize it. When the word doesn't exist, we now put a little vowel where there wasn't one before.
Isn't
We
that
now
how
give them
Yoruba
domi.
is?
Exactly.
Exactly. Because I feel like this is actually a learning opportunity because what did you translate banks to?
Ilé ìfowópamọ́.
So the house that you put
That you hide things in. That you
that you
hide
hide
money
things
in.
in.
Hide money in.
Yeah. Ilé ìfowópamọ́. Okay,
Idea,
well done. I'm impressed so far.
idea.
Okay, let's do a couple more. I don't know how much time we have. Okay, let's see. This one is, you have to know your numbers. I'm just going to say,
That's
no,
fine.
don't give it away. No. Okay.
No, say your number.
Cent-
50 cents. Done. Done.
No.
Immediately done.
Okay, that can't count. That was too easy.
No, I must count
Okay,
too because
fine,
now I'm
fine,
in the
fine.
back. I need to come forward.
I'm screaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
I need to really find a hard one.
Did you
Yes,
say?
Mongboro.
Did you say cent 50?
No,
Centi. I was going to say centi, adota, which is how you
Yeah.
say 50.
Hell no, ni centi. Our daughter is better. Or
It's better. But no, that's what's raining here now. She just got it off of the centi alone because she was like, I already said money. I kind of.
of course. If
So
you
there
say
is a word for cent, but I
kobo,
think it would have been too hard for people.
ole yipada si kobo, even though we don't use
Kobo.
anymore.
Yeah. Ale sọ pé kobo àádọ́ta.
Yeah, that would be good. That'd be
good. Okay.
Yeah. You see,
You're
for
right.
the next
Feedback.
for the next
Feedback.
version, the next iteration.
Addition too. Don't worry. Okay, got you.
I'm also Jalil's manager, so if you need his input, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay, let's do one more.
All right, one more.
This is the
Risi
tiebreaker.
pẹ̀lú ṣíbí.
Rice and spoon? What did you
Say
say?
it
Reese?
again.
What, say it again?
Risi pẹ̀lú ṣíbí.
Reese Witherspoon.
Good job, Bean.
You redeemed yourself.
Period.
That was so good.
That's
I had
good.
sugar.
That's
You
good.
did good. You did really good. I
No,
think
you
I
said
saw that
Reese.
one actually.
I did from
She
the
came
back.
back at the end. It's giving dark horse. Well done.
Period. Period. Okay.
Well, thank you for playing with us and for
Thank
giving
you for
your
having
notes
us.
as well.
Oh my god, that was fun. I actually like this game.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
typically
yeah.
you're supposed to play in like a large group. So everyone has like their two groups and then like you're all coming up and like giving the clues and it gets very chaotic for sure.
This is really cool. I actually really like
Yeah,
this.
I'm buying
I
it for
think
sure.
it's-
Oh, thank you.
So
Yeah, would you-
it
where do
actually
we-
comes.
Where do we buy it?
Oh, yeah, you can find it on our website. So our website is ourawujo.com. We're offering a discount code to anyone that listens to the podcast where you can get 10% off the game and it's free shipping within the US. And we also
Come
do
on.
ship to the UK too. So
Come
feel free to
on.
support.
Yeah.
Come
and it's
on.
not if you don't even get just one game. I think you get all three.
Yeah, you get 3 games. So this is
Yeah.
what it looks like inside. It took me a year to develop it. So it's very well constructed. sturdy, good product. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy.
Oh, we
Yeah.
already did. We will
We
enjoy
really
for
did.
sure.
We actually really did.
This is
But
Good.
yeah, like if you
that's
want
awesome.
10% off, just use the code Japa dash Awujo for 10% off. And I believe that also applies to the classes.
It does. It should apply to the classes and to any of our events if you happen to be in New York or DMV.
Yeah. So support the people who support Japa Diaries.
I will.
I actually did some polling to our listeners, right? Because I was
Mm-hmm.
curious. So I asked people like, do you speak your language, right? 19% said yes fluently.
Oh, wow.
57% said they understand more than they can speak. I think that is a good chunk of us, honestly. And then 24% said Omoatolu. Nothing for me there. So yeah, if Yoruba happens to be your language, I think this is your opportunity to start learning, right? We also asked like, are you interested in learning? And 44% said yeah, they're currently learning. So that's actually really good. People are actually
Okay.
making an active effort. I'm actually quite curious to hear the avenues that people are using to learn, right? So are they just like, okay, mom, dad, please only speak, this
Right.
language to me? Are they doing like a formal thing? I think we'll ask that later. Yeah.
And when you have the data, let me know as well because I've been really
Yeah.
curious about that too. Yeah.
Yeah. And 56% said they would like to learn. So yeah, if
Oh, well,
Yoruba
come
is your
learn with us.
language, exactly. Uju, thank you so much for joining us today. That was
Of
so
course.
amazing. Jalil, thank you for being here as well. Where can people find you guys on the internet?
You can find Awujo on Instagram at awu.jo, so awu.jo. And then on
Okay.
TikTok, we're at our Awujo, and then our website is ourawujo.com. And
Mm-hmm.
if you happen to be in New York, actually, we'll be hosting our third iteration of the brunch in 2 weeks. So we'd
Mm-hmm.
love to have you. Feel free to come, and I can say hi in person.
Nice, nice,
I'm coming.
awesome.
You really?
Okay.
Okay,
I
well
will.
done.
All right. Well, till next week, guys. Wait, Jalil, where can they find you?
Find me,
Yeah.
Instagram, Jalil underscore Anibaba 4 at whatever, Instagram, TikTok.
On all the things. On all the things.
All right, y'all. See you next week. Bye.
Ó dàbọ̀, ó dàbọ̀.
Ó dàbọ̀.
Ó dàbọ̀.
Ó dàbọ̀.
Ah, ah, ah.